morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name is Ross, and as always told, I had a voice of radio. So today, we're going to be looking at a new Sharpedo card, which is going to be coming out in Night Unison. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We got a couple of last little cards to have a look at from Tag Bolt in Japan. But now, well, Night Unison started leaking. What am I going to do? Not do the cards as soon as they come out? That doesn't sound like me, ladies and gentlemen. Quick reminder that this will not be in Team Up, our February set. It will be in our May set, of which we currently have no information. But you know the deal by now, ladies and gentlemen. The second we do, I'll let you know. I'll be here for you. That's what I do. Now, our translation here comes from the lovely 2new1223 over on Twitter. And to start off with the basics, we have 110 HP. And that's not particularly good, to be honest with you. It's quite low. What I will say is it's weak to fighting, which isn't great. But both the Buzz will naturally do 30, adding Diancie Prism Star means 50, adding weakness means 100. And Sharpedo will actually survive that hit. So that's quite nice. The weakness to 1 is both low and does give us access to Escape Board, which we like rather a lot. And the resistance to Psychic is quite nice. Garboda's really fallen out of favour later, which does surprise me. But as I've said many times, I don't ever expect this to last. Garboda will be back. Being a Darkness Pokemon, you've got Devoured Field. Means you do an extra 10 damage. But don't forget that Black Market Prism Star is coming out in Team Up. That stadium says that Darkness Pokemon with Darkness Energy attached give up 1 fewer prize when they're KO'd. So it's in your opponent's control. They can play their own stadium and then KO this, but if they don't, it doesn't give up a prize. So according to Tunu, the ability here quite simply says, when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may look at the top 6 cards of your deck. Choose any number of Darkness Energy cards you find there, and attach them to this Pokemon, then shuffle the other cards back into your deck. So you look at the top 6 cards of your deck, you get lots of energy, and this is really, really good energy acceleration. This reminds me very much of the Blastoise, which is coming out in Team Up, the one that's going to be in the theme decks, and the Blastoise, once per turn, lets you look at the top 6 cards of your deck, find all the water energy, and attach it to your Pokemon in any way that you like. Now, Blastoise is a stage 2, which is a bit of a pain, but Blastoise can do it every single turn, and Blastoise can attach the energy to anywhere, whereas Sharpedo is a when you evolve it up, and it's only to Sharpedo. We don't have Devolution Spray at the moment to devolve and then re-evolve, but generally speaking, this is kind of a one-shot deal. You evolve and you go. The thing we need to remember here, however, is that by the time this comes out, we're going to have Nanu. And Nanu is a fantastically exciting supporter, which lets you swap any Pokemon you've got in play for a basic Darkness Pokemon from your discard pile. So what you can do here very nicely is evolve into Sharpedo, get 2 or 3 energy, and then swap it for one of your other Pokemon. And you know at this stage I'm going to mention Guzzlord. He's a Darkness Pokemon, and he's very energy hungry. Now, technically, you could use Nanu from a non-Darkness Pokemon. It can only go into basic Darkness, but you can use it from anything. But a Pokemon like this that accelerates Darkness energy in a Darkness deck really does make the most sense. And the thing is that Guzzlord GX is an extremely expensive Pokemon. Guzzlord GX, you basically need 5 energy on there. And then you either do 180, or you do 100, but take 2 extra prize cards if you get a KO. And then the Guzzlord from Forbidden Light, the non-GX for 4 energy does 160. But if you've got an even number of prize cards remaining, 2, 4, or 6, you have to discard the top 10 cards of your deck. You can use Sharpedo as an attacker in its own right, and we'll get to it in a second. It's not a bad attack, though do remember there's always timestamps in the description. But using this as Nanu fodder could be really, really nice here. And then, of course, once it's in the discard, you can rescue Stretcher it back, and then use it again. Job's a good un. Now, we might as well pop onto the attack here, and the attack's pretty nice. According to Tunu, what it does for free colourless energy is 60 damage. That's not great. but it does 20 more damage for each darkness energy attached to this Pokemon. So if you can get the free darkness energy on there, then you're rocking 120 damage. Technically speaking, you can use double colorless energy to pay the cost of this attack, but you wouldn't really want to, given that it doesn't do any extra damage, and 60 damage for free energy is not great. But you can pile energy on here, and it's rather nice indeed. Now, 120 generally is going to be 10 damage short of getting stuff like Buzzwole and White Kyurem, but Devoured Field here is going to work beautifully. Devoured Field puts that 120 up to 130 and means you're getting a KO you'd otherwise be missing. Something like a Buzzwole GX, now obviously that's a little bit more awkward here. In order to get up to 180, you would need 6 energy, 120 plus a 60 is 180, and then Devoured Field would get you. If you've got 5 energy, you'd be on 160, and then a Devoured Field would get Tapu Lele, and you'd be up to 170. Devoured Field here, because you're hitting an even number, really does make a huge, huge difference. Now, the issue here is very simple. It's got 110 HP, and you have to really pile energy on to do lots of damage. And after a little while, you're using energy that could go elsewhere. You're using energy that could be on a Guzzlord, for instance. So as much of a nice attack as it is, and it is, it's quite energy hungry. But the ability makes it viable. If this was just free energy, 60 damage plus 20 for each extra darkness energy, my conclusion would essentially be, I'm not buying it. I don't think it's good enough. But given that you've got the ability that accelerates the energy naturally, it makes me stop for a second and go, actually, maybe this could be good. But at this stage, we have to mention Greninja and Zoroark Tag Team GX. Now, we looked at this the other day, and we said that it does 30 damage plus 30 for each darkness energy attached to all of your Pokemon. And in that context, Sharpedo starts looking really, really good. Because now, maybe you're attacking with it, maybe you're not, but either way, you are accelerating extra energy onto your board, just in general. And if you can get free darkness energy, then that's an extra 90 damage. And that could make a huge difference. And what you could do is play around with this in the late game. So you use Energy Recycler to get 5 energy back into the deck in the late game, evolve up into Sharpedo, and then all of a sudden, you're not hitting the 2 energy you'd usually get, you're hitting 4, maybe 5 energy, because you get your deck back to the stage where it's almost entirely energy. And it's way, way too awkward to actually get working. But imagine Victini Prism Star here. Now, you'd need to be behind on prizes, and you'd need to get a counter energy, which would be all kinds of awkward, but 20 damage for each darkness or each basic energy, but it would be darkness, in your discard pile, then shuffle them back into your deck, getting all of your energy back, and then using this ability would be awesome. In reality, this is a good ability and a decent attack, but given that we've got Greninja and Zoroark Tag Team GX, this does make a rather nice partner, and I like it quite a bit. I'm giving it between 3 and 4 Wassies. We don't give half Wassies. That would, of course, be barbaric. And I'm telling you that it's not a game-breaking, amazing, brilliantly awesome, wonderful card. I'm telling you it's got a decent attack, which is too expensive, but a nice ability which accelerates energy and makes it significantly more viable than it would otherwise be. And I'm telling you that as a partner for Greninja and Zoroark Tag Team GX, a Pokemon that's desperate to have darkness energy on the field, it's rather tasty. And now I'm telling you to tell me what you think about this in the comment section. I say telling, hopefully you see it more of a polite request, because I am always trying to be nice. Speaking of which, please be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all of that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. And do make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WasseyPlays. We're digging into Transformers, we're digging into Keyforge, we're doing Dragon Ball videos, video game videos. I think there's some good stuff over there, and I think you should check it out. But by far the most important thing, as always, I think you should look after yourselves. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.